welcome back to my channel, Anime, Manga, and More. And today I'm going to discuss the summer anime of 2021. But before we begin, if this is your first video or your fifth video, please like and subscribe. I do have a goal of 50 subscribers, so with your help, you can help me reach that goal. I also have a Twitter and an Instagram, so if you would like to check those out, the description is down below. I do want to say that since 2020, we have actually started to grow a little bit more during anime. Before 2020 happened, I used to watch up to 20 different anime a season. I know that's a lot, but a lot of it was so interesting, I just had to watch it. It usually took me 2 days, give or take. Unless I was at home the entire day, it only took one. But if I was at work, it took like 2 to 3 days to watch the episodes a week. So I was watching quite a bit. But then when 2020 happened, I was watching less than 10 every single season, and now it's starting to go up again. But I am going to say one thing is I feel that the summer 2021 is a little bit weaker from our last season. This is everything that I am currently watching. Some of it is ongoing series like Digimon. Some of them are a continuation from last season like Tokyo Revengers, and some of them are another season like the time I got reincarnated as a slime. But out of all of these, the ones I'm going to be talking about are these ones. Out of the ones that I am watching, these are the ones that I feel that I really enjoy and that I really want to talk to you guys about. A lot of them are about halfway through. I don't know about Tokyo Revengers because when I saw on Mal, it has question marks on it. So I'm not quite sure how long the series is going to be. But I do want to go over a little bit of them because you may not have seen them, or it may be something that you were looking at too, but you're kind of unsure whether or not you want to start it. And since we are still in the middle of them airing, maybe it'd be something that you want to pick up during this time. So let's go ahead and go over the first one. The first one we're going to go ahead and talk about is Nighthead 2041. This one is actually very interesting, and I do want to point out the first thing that a lot of people are going to be pointing out. It is CGI. But it's actually really good CGI. It's not Berserk CGI. This is really good. I know a lot of people are put off on CGI, but this one is actually not that bad looking. And I am just watching it, loving it. The art, so I don't care about the CGI. The art's really pretty, but the story itself is very interesting. I'm just going to go ahead and do really quick summaries on these so that way you can know a little bit about it, so I'm not going to read a whole thing on it. So on a quick summary is these two boys, two brothers, end up waking up to what they believe is the future, and found out that there's a couple of years that are actually missing, which was called the Great War. And during the Great War, there were bans on religion, anything supernatural. If you are caught praying to a god, if you're caught drawing a wizard, or if you're caught talking about anything supernatural like even vampires, you are considered pretty much like a terrorist in a way by the government. The government of Japan does not allow any of that in the country. They believe that it causes war, it causes people to get violent. It thinks that if they get rid of all that, it would be nothing but peace. So if you were caught doing any of that, you actually get locked up, which is really sad because they shown them locking up both a young girl all the way to an elderly lady. So it doesn't matter what age you are. If you are doing anything supernatural, religious, you will get locked up. And that's pretty screwed up because the fact that you have the government that has their people, I believe it's called SWE. I'll put it up there if I said that wrong. It's like SWE. And what they are is they are actually psychics. So pretty much the government is trying to tell everybody that psychics aren't real, superpowers aren't real, wizards aren't real, any of that. It's not real, but yet we have people that can actually use psychic powers. And the two brothers that are currently on the run are two of them that do have these powers. And so the SWE is actually trying to figure out who these people are and trying to get a hold of them, along with trying to find other people as well, because they are going after this girl who apparently had started this whole thing, and they're having an issue trying to find her because they're wondering not if she's real or not. It's a really good series. I'm really hoping that I'm able to sell it on you a bit, because it does have a lot of action. It's definitely a mystery. I would say it's supernatural and it's a mystery in a way, because even though they're showing these parts, it seems like there's another set of brothers that are on the SWE that they end up having the same memories as these brothers. Why are these two having the same memories? Are they somehow related to each other? Is there something that happened during this war that ended up how they are? I would say definitely go ahead and check it out. I'm going to have to look at this because I'm going to read the Japanese one. So the next one is Shinigami Bachan to Kuro Maid, also known as the Duke of Death and His Maids. This one, again, is also a CGI anime, but it is very, very beautiful. This is actually kind of sad in a way. It's pretty much about a duke that was cursed by a witch when he was young, to where if he touches anything, that he would kill anything he touches. That's pretty much how it goes. He touches a flower, it dies. He touches an animal, he dies. Definitely don't touch a human because they will die. So his mother, not wanting anything to do with him, ended up sending him over to an empty mansion that they own, where he lived by himself, which I thought at first, but he did actually have a butler and a maid. The butler is hysterical. I love him. He's an old Sebastian. That's pretty much what I would put as. He's a very old Sebastian, but he's able to do so much stuff that you would think that if a guy at that age would not be able to do. So it's like he has his own little superpowers going on, but not really. But he's really good. He's a really good character. And then you also have the maid, which I love Alice. Alice is so sweet. But she does crack me up because she sits there and flirts with the Duke all the time. And she's always bending over, showing her cleavage, or lifting up her skirt to show her, almost her underwear. She doesn't really show the underwear. And pretty much makes her young master blush. But you find out that he actually does like her, but he can't do anything about it. And it seems like Alice really does like the Duke, but she can't do anything about it, because if they ever try to hold hands, if they ever try to kiss, he's going to kill her. So pretty much it's a mystery on what witch is the one that caused this. Is there a way to break this curse? I was always wondering, well, is it going to be kind of like all the other Disney ones? Is if they kiss the true love, will it break the curse? The only bad thing though is if they kiss and that's not it, she's dead. So there's no way that you could even do that and be able to break the curse, because I don't know if I would want to risk that. If I had that type of curse, would I want to risk a true love's kiss and possibly killing the person that I love? So that one's actually really good. There is a whole bunch of different witches that show up. It's, I don't know, like everything I can say without spoiling too much, but I would say definitely go ahead and check that out if you do like romance and if you do like something that is a mystery with witches and curses. So I do want to go over the time I got reincarnated as a slime. I've been watching the first season and I had watched now the second part. This is the second part of season 2. I am enjoying it, especially with what Rimaru is going through. I don't want to spoil season 2 just in case you're not watching it. So I'm just going to go over what happened in season 1, and I would definitely suggest to watch it. It is an isekai, and it is a isekai a little bit different from the others. The time I got reincarnated as a slime, our main guy was actually a human. I believe he was he was either a teacher or just a salaryman. I can't remember which one it was, but he ended up getting killed off, and he got reincarnated as a slime via the title, and he had to figure out how to get powerful. He was eventually able to power up while he was in the cave until he got out of the cave, and he started to make his way around the whole environment until he was able to make his own village. When it comes to the time I was reincarnated as a slime, I'm not quite sure exactly how much I should talk about with it, but it is very interesting due to the fact that you have the weakest monster. I don't play RPG. I don't play RPG games, but I do know that the slime is the weakest monster ever, and to make the slime the weakest monster to the most powerful is very interesting. Just watch how he grows, how he's able to make his village, how he's able to upgrade the other monsters around him, how he's able to interact with all the humans. I would definitely say go ahead and check it out. It is really good. It is on season 2, part 2, because of everything that happened in 2020. So it is a continuation and it is very good. I would highly suggest to check it out if you haven't already. Tokyo Revengers. I was debating whether or not I wanted to watch this, but when I was watching one of my other YouTuber channels that I am subscribed to, I found out that it was something that maybe I should go ahead and check out, because I was very on the fence on whether or not to check it out. Check it out. That's what I'm going to say. Check it out. It's very good. It is a time... I noticed I've been saying a lot of this stuff is very good because they are very good. It is a time skip type of series. It's like back in time pretty much. I found out that our main character and a character that he's been trying to save, her brother, if they ever shake hands, no matter if they're in the past or the future, he will be transferred to either the past or the future, depending on where he's at. And what he's trying to do is he is actually trying to save his ex-girlfriend's life. And to be able to do that, he had to go back in time. And what's interesting about his time limit is that he can't just choose, hey, I want to go to January 1st, whatever. He has to go back exactly 12 years. So if it's August 23rd, he's going to go back to August 23rd, 12 years before. So if he finds out that somebody died on August 16th, he can't go back to August 16th. It's already the 23rd in his world. So that I think is very interesting, because you don't really see concept when it comes to time travel to do that, because usually if something bad happens, kind of like with ReZero, that they get reset. But with this one, you can't reset it. So if he wants to go ahead and help these characters from the past, he has to make sure that whatever happens while he's in the past doesn't pass the date, because if it does, he can't go back. That's one thing. He cannot go back and reset it. It is with delinquents as well, so there is a lot of fighting going on. I know when I'm watching it, I'm kind of on my toes a little bit, at the edge of my seat, going, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? So I would say if you haven't thought about watching it, definitely go ahead and check this out. Okay, this next one, I'm going to put the Japanese title up here. I am not going to try to pronounce it. But it translates to Moonlight Fantasy. And this is actually another isekai, and you're probably like, oh my god, another isekai. Well, this one's, I found quite hilarious. So, with this isekai, our main character is living in a normal Tokyo, normal life like usual, and no, he doesn't get hit by a car, no, he doesn't die by stabbing, no, he doesn't get pushed off onto front of a train, he doesn't get any of that. What happens is God comes up to knocking at his door and says, hey, your parents were from another world. Guess what? For them to come to this world, they gave up their first child. So, you're coming with us. So, he had no say whatsoever and got sent into another world. And God said, don't worry. The goddess that's going to be taking care of you is going to make you a hero. She is going to give you powers. And you're going to enjoy your stay here. So, have fun. And then God sends him to the goddess. Well, the goddess sees the boy for the first time, and she finds him disgusting, repulsive, can't even stand his voice. So she decides, I'm gonna send you to the end of the world, and I never want to see you again. And he's like, well, aren't I supposed to be a hero? And she goes, I'll just give you one thing that'll help you. Other than that, get out of my sight. And sends him literally to the end of the world. And pretty much the only power that the goddess was so kindly given him is that he can talk to demons. But that's it. He can't talk the human language at all. Whenever he meets a human, he only speaks demonic to them, or a monster, whatever you want to call it. He only speaks monster to the humans, and the humans are scared of him. How rude. So the goddess did not help him at all, and God had to actually come in and say, I'm sorry that the goddess was like that. I'm gonna give you something else to kind of help you on your way, and has to send him pretty much to the end of the world. So you're finding out that he is level 1, but really strong. So I'm kind of curious on that, if that was the god that gave him the extra power, since the goddess didn't give him anything because he was supposed to be a hero. But goddess didn't give him anything, and yet he is set at level 1, but he is really strong whenever he fights. And everybody's kind of curious what's going on with that. I'm wondering if this is probably going to be becoming a harem in a way, due to the fact that there is a couple of characters that are obsessed with him. But I think one of them is more obsessed with him because of his memories when it comes to samurai. But the other character, she's actually just obsessed with him. I'm surprised she hasn't eaten them yet. That's pretty much what I think with her. So Moonlight Fantasy is actually really good, and I would also suggest to check that one out. Okay, the last one I'm also going to put up there. I don't feel like I can say it correctly. So it's called The Case Study of Vanitas. The Case Study of Vanitas. This one is really good as well. I wasn't quite sure what I thought about it at first, but watching a little bit more of it, it started to get really interesting. It's about a guy that has a booklet that is supposed to destroy all vampires, but instead it's actually healing them from a curse. But all the vampires do not realize that. They're thinking that that book is there to destroy them, because also the main character did laugh hysterically and said that he was going to destroy the vampires, but doesn't realize that he's actually there to save them when they get cursed. And when they get cursed, it's pretty much that they're giving this black entity, which they haven't explained what it is yet. They're giving out what the vampire's real name is, and a lot of times you're not supposed to give out that information, because I guess that if something knows what your vampire real name is, that it could take over your soul and make you go crazy. So you have our main character, who is not vampire. He is full human, and he actually goes around and tries to get rid of these curses, and that's pretty much what he's doing, is just getting rid of the curses. And the vampires, I guess they just don't believe that that's what this human is doing, especially since the fact that it's a human and not a vampire that owns this book, because it was a vampire that had made this book. So I really can't go too much in this one either, because there is, what I last watched was, I think, episode 6 or 7. So I feel like if I go a little bit more into it, it will go into spoiler route. I'm just hoping that all the videos that I am showing on the side kind of give way of what you would expect on the series. And like I said, I'm trying to keep it as low as possible. So you're kind of going in there a little bit blind, but also kind of expecting a little bit of what you to expect. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. Please comment below your thoughts. Have you watched any of these series? Did you enjoy them, dislike them? Let me know down in the comment below. If you don't want to miss a video, I do upload every Monday and Thursday. So go ahead and ring that notification bell so you don't miss another video. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!